Lacrosse is not as big as football or anything, but it's still a fun and complicated sport. Lacrosse is one of the oldest sports in North America. It used to be played by the Native Americans. They use it as games for like war preparations and things like that. Today, I'll be showing you a few things about lacrosse, such as cradling, scooping, catching and throwing. If you want to learn stuff about lacrosse, stay tuned. The first thing about lacrosse I'm going to show you is scooping. Scooping is an important part. Without scooping, you can't get a ball in your net. And you need the ball in your net to do things. So I'm going to demonstrate a scoop. And this is a proper scoop. You get low down, like that, get the ball in. And there's another way to scoop too, but it's not the proper way to scoop. It takes a little more time. It's called a rake. This is a rake. Where you walk up to the ball, put your stick over it, pull back, making the ball roll towards into your stick. Now, scooping, like I said, is an important part because you need scooping to catch the ball. Not really catch the ball, but scoop it up, get the ball, and stuff. That's why scooping is important. It's not very hard to do. Be able to accomplish it pretty quick. Billy sure did. The next thing about lacrosse I'm going to tell you is cradling. But first, I'm going to tell you a little about the stick. Now the stick doesn't look too complicated. It has a head, body, that's pretty much it. But it can be more complicated than it looks. First thing, you need a pocket right here. The little bump right here. That used to do lots of things. That's where the ball is held. It's used for catching, cradling, things like that. Pocket is very important. A way to get into, if your lacrosse stick doesn't have a pocket, just use a ball and pound it in. Another thing you can do to help is spray it with hairspray and let it sit overnight. That helps. And another thing about the stick is the butt, the little black thing down at the end of it. Now that doesn't seem very important, does it? And it's kind of right. It doesn't really do anything. It's just there. But if your butt falls off, the stick is considered unusable. So it's a good idea to tape down the butt with some sports tape. Now, let's get on to cradling, shall we? Now cradling, the pros make it look easy. This is pretty much cradling, two-handed cradle. But cradling is a lot harder than it looks. It's also one of the most important things. Cradling is used to keep the ball inside your stick. Because if you're just running down the field like this, someone's going to come down, knock the ball out of your stick, knock you, and scoop the ball up. But if you're cradling, you're not going to be able to knock it out. Like this. See? Now what I was just doing there, that's a one-handed cradle. Those are good for running down the field to the other end. You keep the stick up high, head by your head, then just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, using your body as a shield from any opposing people. So, cradle, one-handed cradle. Cradle, one-handed cradle. That's cradling. Very important. It's a good thing to master it. Otherwise, you're not going to be very useful in a game. The next important thing is catching and throwing. That's pretty much the most important thing there is. So, a throw. That's a throw. Now, we're going to catch. No. Throw. Now, when catching, try to keep your stick vertical by your head, sort of like this. Don't go very horizontal, only if you need to. And don't get funky. Don't go all wow, ooh, yee, no. Just stick to the basics. Normal catch. Come on, Billy.
About tennis.
See? Now, we're kind of close together. I think we should get a long distance catch. Should we, Billy?
That sounds like a good idea to me. What do you got here? Throw and catch.
That's a good catch.
I don't play baseball.
There's some catches. Now, you're not gonna catch everything, every ball. So when you lose a ball, quickly go scoop it up. Okay? Okay. On to the next thing. Next thing about lacrosse I'm gonna show you is the equipment. Now stick, that's obvious. We already went over the stick. Now first, the helmet. You have bars in front, like a football helmet, to protect your face in case a stick or ball or something happen to come, boom, right there. You have a little chin strap tucked in here, and then you need a mouth guard. Doesn't matter, just it needs to be a mouth guard. And the way you secure it on is with these straps right here, these button straps. Well, that's a helmet. Next thing you need, shoulder piece. Just protects your chest and shoulders and stuff. Basic stuff. You know, it can be a little hard to put on, but it's not super hard to put on. It's good. Next, we have the elbow straps. You just slide the elbow straps on, like so, and put the Velcro strap on. And there, your elbow straps are on. And next, your gloves. Gloves, there are a few types. There's these little strap gloves, and there's button gloves. Basically for gloves, you just stick your hand in, then these straps, you grab hold of those, push in this button and pull down. That's how you tighten the glove on. And that's the glove. Pretty much other than that stuff, just bring cleats, water bottle, Gatorade, something like that. And that's equipment. The next thing I'm gonna tell you are the positions. Now, there's not a lot of positions. There's like 3 positions. 4 if you include the goalie. The positions are defense, offense, and midi. Defense and offense, obvious. You got defense, offense. Offense tries to shoot the ball, defense stops them from shooting the ball. And midi, what the midi does, well, in the middle of the field, there's 3 midis. Center midi, far side midi, and near side midi. The center midis, they do the face-off. They get down on the ground like this. And when the whistle blows, they go for the ball, try to knock it out, and scoop it up. And also when the whistle blows, the far side midi and the near side midi, they come rushing in to assist the center midi and get the ball. Now offense and defense, they're only allowed to stay on their side of the field. But midis, they're able to go anywhere they want, except out of bounds, of course. And if offense or defense does go past the line without a midi staying back, there's a penalty, offside. You're not going to take any time for it, but the ball's going to go to the other team, and nobody wants that. The last thing about lacrosse that I'm telling you is the field. That's the field. Now here, right here, that's the center. That's where the center midi is. One from each team. And those two do the face-off. But first, I want to introduce you to our 2 teams that I've made up to make things easier. We have the Alabama Goldfish and the Kentucky Fried Chickens.
This guy's had too much fried chicken.
As soon as the ref blows the whistle, O from the Kentucky Fried Chickens and X from the Alabama Goldfish do the face-off and try to get the ball. But also when the whistle blows, these 2 middies come running in to assist their teammate. And whoever gets it, let's say the Kentucky Fried Chickens get it. Down here, we have the 3 offense. One of these 3 middies, whoever has the ball, is gonna run down and pass it to the offense. And a thing about the offense, you can see a line here. Offense and defense are only able to go up until that line, until possession is called. So, these offense will try and make it into the goal. Defense will try and stop them, basic stuff. And then maybe one of the Alabama Goldfish middies gets the ball. They're gonna run down here to the alley, either here or here. They run down, and they come in here and pass it down to their offense. And then they try to make a goal. It seems pretty easy. Just do that back and forth, back and forth. And that's pretty much all it is. And yet, it's still very complicated. I really just told you the basics. It gets way more advanced. So, that's the field stuff. Here is the goalie. As you can see, it's sort of a triangle shape sort of thing. And the circles around each one of them, those are the crease. If a person goes in the crease besides the goalie, that's a crease violation and the ball goes over to the other team. So that's pretty much lacrosse. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, or at least got some useful tips from it. Thanks for viewing.